Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Steven from Shock Extreme Productions, and I have another movie review for you guys today. And this is going to be for Brain Damage Films, and I'm going to be starting off reviewing each Traces of Death movie from the beginning to the end. This is going to be a little bit hard for me to review, mainly because these movies don't have a sturdy plot, but I'm going to try my best to review them for you guys, so if you happen to stumble across these movies, you'll know exactly what you're getting. But I'm going to start off today with Traces of Death number 1. I'm going to say this for my buddy JP. I'm going to start doing this for you, JP, because I know you love saying this, but this movie has a tagline of "It doesn't get any deader than this." Well, they made 4 other sequels, so it apparently got a little bit deader. But I'll read you a little description on the back. Follow our cameras as we descend into the unimaginable, a no-holds-barred onslaught of carnage. You will see, and here we go. This is just to let you guys know that these movies are all 100% real footage. You will see actual suicides, murders, autopsies, and embalmings. Now, when they say that, it doesn't necessarily mean people are being killed. You do see pictures of the aftermath of people who get into car accidents or drug overdoses. You also see people getting operated on, whether being embalmed or having an autopsy done. So it pretty much revolves around dead people, pretty much. Witness the terrifying on-camera death of an unlucky tourist as he is viciously eaten by a den of hungry lions. That scene was really weird to see. Pretty much a tourist steps out of his car, wants to photograph these lions, and he ends up getting mauled by them, and the lions just feed on the guy, and they're pretty much relaxed, just eating at him casually like he's a dead zebra or something. And you see the family just looking in the car, screaming and crying, witnessing, the guy's wife and his 2 children watch their dad pretty much get mauled to death. See rare footage of the Ilsa Kosh skin and face collection, whose atrocities directly inspired numerous movies, as well as the grisly mutilations by mass murderer cannibal Ed Gein. Hear the piercing hum of the coroner's instruments as they tear the flesh and grind the bones. All this and much, much more as they happen right before your unbelievable eyes. This is an intense and extremely graphic shockumentary exposing rare footage of inhumane atrocities. Traces of Death is the first true shockumentary. It takes the viewer into grim rooms that they would only be in if they were dead. I don't know about that because there's been several other death movies out here, not just Traces of Death, but Banned in America, Executions, Shock Extreme, Paramedics, World's Most Extreme Videos, I think is another one, More Than Smash Pumpkins, so there's a whole world of death movies out there. But let's get into the plot of this. There is no plot. I'm being 100% accurate, there is no plot. You get a description every once in a while of what's happening, so in story-wise, there's no story, 0% story. Faces of Death, it kind of had a story where it was coming from the doctor's point of view, where you actually meet the guy and he tells about his travels in the many worlds of the Faces of Death. But, for this one, you just don't get a story at all. It's hard to review these movies, really, because there is no story, but I guess I'll just talk about the scenes that stuck out to me. There is one scene besides the lion scene. In the beginning, this and another scene was used in the Michael Moore film Bowling for Columbine, where there's a woman being interviewed, I think, by a cameraman, and some random guy just comes and starts shooting the girl until she's face down on the ground, and the guy just keeps filming this crazy psychopath shoot this girl to death. There's another scene where this congressman or politician is handing out letters to people in an office, and he goes for an envelope and he pulls out a handgun and shoots himself in the head. Now, you guys have probably drank milk. I haven't drank milk in over 10 years, but you know how when you laugh and milk comes out your nose? Well, when this guy shot himself in the head, you see the camera on this guy's face and there's blood pouring out of his nostrils non-stop. The blood doesn't stop gushing, not until, of course, the next scene comes around. But that was really weird to see. Other scenes that really got to me was there's this one guy who was talking about how he attempted to commit suicide, but he failed, and his whole face had to be plastically, surgically, like, remastered. That was really weird to see. In the special features of this movie, these were probably the two first scenes I ever saw of the movie. The bonus features on here, you get two deleted scenes, I believe. There's this one where it's this really weird guy who steps out of a car being chased by police officers. He's wearing nothing but maybe a jacket, a pair of Timberland boots, and underwear. Yeah, tighty whities. He goes into his trunk and he pulls out a shotgun, lays in front of the traffic, and pretty much blows his head off. There was another scene actually shown in a Spike TV show called Trainwrecks, where there were these people trying to cross across the train tracks, and there was this mom and her daughter walking across the tracks, like trying to run so they can make it before the train. They see the train come, the mom stops, but the kid just doesn't stop until the train meets the kid and you see the kid fly out of the scene. That was really, really shocking to see. But not all these footage are compiled of actual people being killed. There's scenes of surgeries, brain surgeries. You see a baby get operated on. You see them peel the face down and go actually into the brain. You see sex change operations, which was absolutely disgusting. Probably the most disgusting thing I saw in this whole movie. You see autopsies. You also see embalmings. They show you what happens, excuse me, when you die and when you're being prepared to go into your coffin. They inject fluid into your eyes. They sew your mouth shut. They remove all the blood and other fluids from your body. And there's also a scene where a bear crawls up onto a power line, and somehow the transformer from the power line explodes and the bear falls down to his death. The cops on the bottom did nothing to do it, nothing to cause the transformer to blow up. The bear must have bit something or whatever, but you actually see a bear getting blown off a power line. That's about it for the story. The music in this movie, this is the only Traces of Death film where they used, I believe, public domain music from a lot of shot-on-video horror films. Ghoul School, you hear the opening for Ghoul School play a couple times in the movie, which I love that theme. I love Ghoul School. A few other scenes you hear music from the Zombie Bloodbath films and a lot of other Todd Sheet films. So I guess it was usually public domain music that was used, but according to the back, the music was provided by a guy named E-Race, or a company named E-Race. So, but surprisingly for a death film, you do get special features on this. For special features, you get the feature, of course, bonus footage where those two scenes with the girl getting hit by a train and the guy in his underwear blowing his head off. You get scene selections, and you get an interview with Darrin Ramage on it, talking about how Traces of Death really started. In each film, the subjects differ a little bit, but we'll get into that next time. And yes, he goes by this movie as Brain Damage. But this DVD was actually, I found it out, put out in 2002, the whole 9 Years of Hell VHS and DVD box sets. But that's all I really got to say about Traces of Death number 1. I'm not going to give these movies a rating at all. I just don't know why, but I can't rate them. They're death movies. That's, like, impossible to say. But, if you're into, death movies, or if you want to try something new, or you just want to shock your friends, this is probably the way to go. I must also say this, though, that on Amazon.com, I said in my last video that the price was dropped from like $112 to $39.95. Well, the price jumped back up to about $90, so you might want to get the VHS or try to find a way online to watch it. But let me just say, if it was $90, if that was the lowest price, I probably wouldn't have got it. So yeah, that was my review for Traces of Death 1. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely stay tuned next week for my review on Traces of Death Part 2. Once again, my name is Steven from Shock Extreme Productions. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. You can get the DVDs at Amazon.com or go straight to the website at braindamagefilms.com. Stay tuned next week for my next review, and as always, see y'all next time.